All right. Shalom. First and foremost, I want to give all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahasham, Yahweh Shai, Bahasham, Racha, Kodash. Double honors to the elders and the apostles of Great Millstone, and peace and blessings to the elect. And yeah, I was just giving this some time, so you could take a look. Now, what what I'm about to go into, all right, or read, is gonna be some very disturbing news. And I mean it's gonna be some disturbing shit. All right, and it's gonna piss you off. But this is the modern day society that we're living in. All right, and this is why Esau Edom's got to go. So as you can see in the headline, and I'm gonna be very careful as well because I don't even know. They might just take this video down, but who knows? So it says Chelsea Clinton comes out in favor of that. I don't know if they have an algorithm for that word, but just call it P for school kids. Okay, and like I said, I'm gonna be very careful with it, but there's some graphic shit in here, that I mean, I was surprised. Okay, and I don't put anything past Esau, but even I was like, oh shit. So it says Bill and Hillary Clinton's daughter, Chelsea Clinton, appears to have taken on a new activism project defending attempts to force kids as young as kindergarten age to be exposed to sexually explicit alternative lifestyle material at school. Okay, and they're not. This is not an understatement. So I've linked both articles in the description box. You can take a look if you want to. But this was her tweet, right? Over 50% of the attempted books banned last year involved books with alternative lifestyle characters and themes. Books are a vital way that children, adolescents, and adults learn about themselves and our world. Bans such as these are nothing but harmful. Now let's take a look at what books it is that banning for children are harmful. Okay, so here's the first image. All right, and I'm not gonna zoom in on this because I mean hopefully you can see, but yeah, some disturbing shit right here, man. Okay, and this is what they're showing to these little children. Okay, talking about them learning about themselves and some bullshit. Okay, so here, you got clearly two males, all right, and you can see, you can see what it shows. Okay, over here as well. These are the explicit shits, all right, that they're exposing to children. And this demon is coming out because she has a problem saying that, oh, they're banning books, for children. Okay. I don't even know if that's enough for them to take that off. But let's read a few of these tweets on here. All right, and then the main article is this one right here. Okay, which parents started finding out that these were the kinds of books that their kids were being exposed to. And so, they got upset and they started voicing, their concerns. Okay, which, like I said, this article goes into that. So as you can see, one here says the photo on the article you're quoting features a book with explicit illustrations of sex acts, a book about incest, one a story about two 10-year-old boys, one about a man raping and isolating a 12-year-old girl, one about a teen girl who seduces a man who kidnaps her. It says Chelsea Clinton has come out in favor of P for kids. Um, yep, anyone who thinks this is appropriate for a K through 12 school library, kindergarten, mind you, okay, kindergarten through 12 school library should have their hard drive searched for CP. Okay, let's see what else they have on here. Somebody said a lot of these would be rated R or NC-17 if they were movies. It's outrageous that you are defending them remaining available to young kids. So now I'm gonna go to this actual article where it also has certain still images in here. Okay, just illustrations of the content that is in these books that are being exposed to these children. Okay, because majority of them are actual children. It says 87% of books removed from Florida school were pornographic, violent, inappropriate, data shows. So let me zoom in a bit. Could read these words. All right. It says an overwhelming majority of books removed from Florida schools since the beginning of the academic year in September 2022 were pornographic, violent, or inappropriate for students' grade levels, according to school district data submitted to the state's Department of Education. Then it goes into the statistics. It says the data reveals that 164 of the 175 books removed were taken out of school media centers rather than classrooms. And 157 of the books that were removed were taken out because the district discovered that the book was pornographic, violent, or inappropriate for the grade level for some other reason. Okay. So as you can see, it says, found in a Florida school, quote unquote, it's perfectly normal. You see that? So what do they say? They say, oh, these are just books for them to learn and yada yada. But look at how they phrase these things. You say that, oh, let them get exposed to this, but there's a coercion, whether overtly or covertly, in the direction, because kids are impressionable. And once again, this is a part of the hell that you got to deal with, because now you don't know what your kids is being exposed to at school. And now they're coming out with a lot of these they're going in the direction where they want to give your child that still needs direction, quote unquote, freedom to make decisions for themselves. Really, what's happening there? The school, or really the system, is making those decisions for them. So now they're targeting little children from kindergarten to 12. What do you think that's going to do to the good Lord? Anyway, so apparently the name of the book is called It's Perfectly Normal. It says the cover says that this book is appropriate for 10-year-old children, right? This is an appropriate book for 10-year-old children. What do you see? You see two chicks right there, right? When you click on it, actually links you to the Twitter image. All right, which those are two dudes. I'm not going to show the whole thing. Okay, that's, yep. If you actually click on it, those are two dudes without clothes on, and on top is a heterosexual couple, and down here you have this. Okay, this is what they're exposing to as it says. They said the book is appropriate for 10-year-old children. Okay, look at this shit. What's that? A girl often, yeah, all right. Oh shit, this is what they teaching the kids, man. This is what they're teaching the kids. So when you wonder why kids don't know geography and they don't know mathematics and they don't know history, is because what they're being taught is about feel goods and how it's perfectly normal. Okay, so if your kid just randomly asks you some shit, well, if you didn't teach it to them, where do you think they got it from? I mean, just complete madness. All right, let me see. It says the school district in Duval County and St. Johns County removed the most books at 19 each, according to the Florida Education Department data. Duval County schools reported that they removed 16 out of the 19 books because they were pornographic, violent, or inappropriate. And yet they were exposed to them in the first place. And then you got these demons coming out talking about, oh, they're banning books from children and it's important for children to learn about themselves and the world and all this shit. Okay, but like it says, the data comes amid a review of educational materials in Florida schools prompted by the state's curriculum transparency bill and a national outcry over explicit conversations, books, and materials for school children. And this is just the books. But as you can see, it says conversations, right? Now I remember, when you were a kid, I mean, we read regular books. We didn't read no shit like this. But in English class, they would have you, do the group read or sometimes the independent reading. And then you would discuss it as a class and, make points and yada, yada. Which really what was happening is that the teacher would be directing the conversation in a certain kind of way. So it wasn't just like a free speak your mind type shit. So imagine in today's day and age, what version that would be if these are the kinds of books that they have over there in the library. And I remember they would also have book fairs. where you can go to the library and buy all these different books. And they show majority of the books that they had in there were filled with these kinds of content. So here it is, you got a 9-year-old, 10-year-old, 8-year-old picking up this book, Curiosity, right? Oh, what's this? Wow. And majority of it is what? The alternative lifestyle shit. But this is Babylon. This is America. Okay, for those that want to stay here so bad, this is America. And if you don't understand why this place has to go, well, it says media outlets like the Washington Post have suggested that Florida is criminalizing nebulously defined books in schools, forcing teachers to get rid of all their books to avoid prosecution. See how they phrase that? It says this is the latest lie from the crowd who believes they should be able to subject children to their preferred political agenda in public schools without any accountability to parents or the taxpayer. There's a video in there. I'm not going to play that. It says there has been no state instruction to empty libraries or cover up classroom books. Republican Florida Governor Ron DeSantis, Press Secretary Brian Griffin said in a post on Twitter. However, we are taking a stand against pornography and sexual material in the classroom. Griffin also denounced the idea that teachers in Florida would be committing a third-degree felony by having certain books and literature in classrooms. Quote, no, not literature, not certain topics. It's pornography or pornographic material that carries that felony penalty, he said. No classroom or school library should have pornographic material made available to children. Unfortunately, this is a real and ongoing problem. If you are confused about the law, you can review Statute 847.012, which has been the law in Florida for years. You hear that? So now that people started complaining about it, then they flipped it and said, oh, you guys are just banning books and threatening teachers to get rid of their books. It says that statute specifically prohibits adults from knowingly distributing pornography, nudity, or sexual content to a minor on school property. But this is exactly what they're doing. Now there's a image in here. There we go. So this is a post, right? It says found in multiple Florida schools. I guess this is the title of the book, right? Gender Q. Book description: an intensely cathartic autobiography following a journey of the mortification and confusion of crushes bonding with friends over erotic gay fan fiction and facing the trauma and fundamental violation of pap smears. Really? Really? Oh man. And this is the shit that they got in these books. Okay? This is what they got for your little kids to read. Okay? This is what they're exposing them to. So, I mean, just so you know. And then you got demons like this, right? Which you can see it on her face. She look like a straight demon. Her and her mom. Look at her. Demons like that come out and they say, what did she say? Over 50% of the attempted books or book bans last year involved books with alternative lifestyle characters and themes. You see that? Wait, why didn't you specify what content was in the books though? Because outwardly then it makes it seem like, oh, this is they just don't like alternative lifestyle people. This is all the proof the end is near. Yeah, exactly. This is flood behavior on steroids. All right. And shalom, Yahweh Shem Yahushai Barakatham. But this is where it's at. I mean, how does it get worse than this? So anyway, so she finds another book, right? It says found in a Florida school. The title of the book is This Book is Gay. Recommended age, tweens and teens. The hell is tweens? It says includes a glossary, and it shows you this is the shit in the glossary. Rimming, licking the bottom, scat, eating poop, scissor sisters, a sexual position, early 2000s, yada yada. I think there's more to it, but it just got cut off. strap-on, a sex toy worn on a belt. That's for your kids. So now your kids are well aware of, you know, how to enter life now. Oh, but you think that was bad? This is the actual content in the book. Okay, they talk about blowies. Oh my god. Damn, man. I mean, this shit is just unbelievable. All right, unbelievable. All right, so they talk about blowies, right? Bumming, right? And all these different terms, pre-care and all this shit. Listen to this. Letting a guy, right, in your mouth is a safe sex something get away from the volcano before it erupts. What? You hear this shit? Unbelievable, right? They talk about they explaining hand jobs and how to give oral sex. Why are you teaching a 10-year-old how to give oral sex? So, I mean, yeah, man. Oh, shit. Yeah, this is some shit. Yep. So that's what they got on here, man. This is what is going on. This is what's going on in the world today. All right. This is what's going on in the world today. In case you were wondering why Esau's the devil, now you see exactly why Esau is the devil. Yep. This is Remnant Save 144, Luke 17 and 29. It says, but the same day that Lot went out of Sodom, it rained fire and brimstone from heaven and destroyed them all. And that can't come here soon enough. Even thus shall it be in the day when the Son of Man is revealed. So now do you see why the Lord is going to, I mean, one of the many reasons why the Lord is going to destroy this place? So, oh my goodness, man. But this is what they got on here, man. This is the type of shit they got on here. This, like, literally explicit content is what they're showing your kids. All right. And that, but hey, like a brother said, they just pinpointing one subject. Yeah. And to make it worse, they then talk about it, right? They tell your kids it's okay. Let's talk about it. You know, let's discuss it. What did you think about this? What questions do you have about this? The hell's an 8-year-old supposed to know about it? Talking about what questions do you have about this? This is the book of Hebrews chapter 12 verse 16. It says, lest there be any fornicator or profane person as Esau, which this isn't just, you know, this doesn't apply to just Esau the man, okay, but his whole, him and his people and his nation. Okay, it says, who for one morsel of meat sold his birthright. Now, when you look into the word fornicator, because who do you think is behind the scenes in charge of the curriculum and the DOE and all of these things? Esau, Edom. They're the ones pushing this agenda down onto the people and now down to your kids. That's why they have. Do you think it's by coincidence that you are at work majority of the day? Your kids are at quote unquote school majority of the day for, I don't know, depending on how long it is, maybe 6 hours, whatever. Okay. They're at school with some who, and now, I mean, they don't even vet the people that they allow to come and teach your kids. You literally, your kids are in their presence the whole day. And sometimes it's next to impossible to know what exactly is going into the mind of your child. The worst part is, as a child, the scriptures talk about training up a child in the way that he should go, right? And when he is old, he will not depart from it. If done correctly, that is beneficial. But if done incorrectly, it is very difficult to correct an adult who is wrong and stuck in their ways. So then these kids start going, they start hitting that adolescent, they start going through puberty, and this is the energy or the spirit that they've put on them. Because this is an actual spirit that they expose to your children. Okay, they open up the minds of your kids, you know, to go and explore this kind of shit and tell them it's okay. And they probably tell them, look, if your parents find out and you know they're not okay with it, you come tell me. I'm gonna get social services on their ass. So when you look up the word fornicator, right, and one of the definitions here, it says a man who indulges in unlawful sexual intercourse, a fornicator. And they I mean, this doesn't even do it justice when it comes to Esau, man. Okay. Moving on, this is also Malachi chapter 1 verse 4. It says, whereas Edom saith, we are impoverished, but we will return and build the desolate places. Thus saith the Lord of hosts, they shall build, but I will throw down, and they shall call them the border of wickedness, and the people against whom the Lord hath indignation forever. And when you look up the word border, I believe it goes into a habitation. Okay, so that's them. Yeah, border, territory, region, territory of darkness, enclosed within boundary. So if you want to see wickedness, okay, wickedness, together compassed about, go and look at Esau Edom. Look at the shit that he does. Look at the things that he promotes and he pushes, and you'll understand why. So you got people that say, oh, you say the so-called white man's the devil, yada yada. Go and look at his works. Look at the stuff that he's doing. And it's not just like, okay, they started taking these out of schools. You got demons who are now talking about, once again, claiming that they're just banning these kinds of books. And you notice how it's worded, right? Show you how much of a demon she is. Books are a vital way that children, adolescents, and adults can learn about themselves and our world. Well, nobody has a problem against books. Okay, books are books. Yeah, books are good. But what kind of books? You don't give these kinds of vile books to little children. All right, it says bans such as these are not are nothing but harmful. But why don't you add on why it is that they brought on this? Why don't you speak on that part? Because they're a bunch of demons. Straight up. Let me read a few of these on here. Oh man. And that's why the scriptures say, matter of fact, Slakia, let me pull that up. This is just perfect right here. Vexed. I think that's what Peter. Yep. 2 Peter 2:7. It says, and delivered just Lot. Now, this is after the Lord. Matter of fact, let me read verse 6. It says, verse 5, it says, and spared not the old world, but saved Noah, the 8th person, a preacher of righteousness, bringing in the flood upon the world of the ungodly. So the Most High spared not the old world, right? The pre-flood world. Why? Because of their wickedness, because of their iniquity. But he destroyed it all with what? With a flood, with water, and delivered Noah and his sons and their wives. Okay, but as it says, and turning the cities of Sodom and Gomorrah into ashes, condemned them with an overthrow. Why? Making them an ensample, which is another way of saying an example, onto those that should live, or those that after should live ungodly. So knowing this, knowing what was Sodom and Gomorrah known for, and why did the Most High destroy them? So that is an example for you in this time to say, yo, we should not live the way that they lived, because the Lord destroyed them for that. It says, and delivered just Lot, vexed. All right, vexed. That's that key word right there, vexed, with the filthy conversation of the wicked. All right, going into their lifestyle, the way that they lived, the things that they talked about, the things that they did. Right? It says, for that righteous man dwelling among them, which applies to us now as well, right? Because we are dwelling among these ungodly people. It says, in seeing and hearing, vexed his righteous soul from day to day with their unlawful deeds. These are unlawful deeds. The scriptures speak directly against this. But not only have they said, oh, F that, we're gonna do it anyway, but now we're gonna push it upon your children, your kids and children, your kids. Okay. And that's the same now. Now, when we hear and we see these things, we get vexed. And then they make you an offender because you're mad about wickedness and you stand up for righteousness. Because of that, you're an offender. Anyway, let me see what else we got on here. Yep, this is GMS Spiritual Arc 144K, Proverbs 28 and 18. Whoso walketh uprightly shall be saved, but he that is perverse in his ways shall fall at once. Con. And that's why the Lord said, man, that all they that be joined unto them shall be thrust through. So, you got people that are neutral or people that are with it, and they stand up for it. I mean, everywhere you look, there's wickedness on all fronts. You look to your left, there's wickedness. You look to your right, there's wickedness. You look up, wickedness. You look down, wickedness. They got your kids, they got the women, they got the food, they got the air, they got the clothes, they got the hospitals, they got the ground, they got the earth, they got the animals. What hasn't this devil contaminated? So we're living in the worst case scenario, but at the same time, if you're of the elect, it's also you're also in the best position. But just overall, everything is out of course, as the scriptures say. The whole world is out of course because these devils have been in power, and they've been in power by what? A couple hundred years, a couple thousand at that, whatever. But if the Lord was to allow them to continue on to remain in power, how far would this go? What would the world look like 10 years from now if shit like this is what's being shown now? People like us would cease to exist. They would do their best to eliminate us. And at that point, there's nobody to stand up for righteousness. And as they keep showing things like this will just be just the beginning, like a walk in the park, and compared to the other things that they're trying to push for. Let's see what else we got here. Yep, this is Chasad 144. Let me see if I can find the verse on here. There we go. Malachi 4:1. For behold, the day cometh that shall burn as an oven. All the proud, yea, all that do wickedly shall be stubble. And the day that cometh shall burn them up, saith the Lord of hosts. And see, this is why the Lord has to use fire to purge this place completely, because there have been some very disgusting and unlawful, not even just thoughts, but acts and deeds, and this land is just polluted completely. And that's why the scriptures say, arise ye and depart, for this is not your rest. And you shouldn't want it to be your rest. You shouldn't want to live in this place. And sadly, it's not just America, because this whore has gone around and spread all this wickedness all around. And it's still going and trying to spread some more. And on top of that, trying to make sure that you don't say anything about it. You got a problem with it, then you are the problem. People like us that speak out against stuff like this, that's an issue. So this is yep. There have been so many pedo cases in Texas. Well, now they call them MAPS. Yep. Yeah, you got to use the right term for that. They call them MAPS. What's that? Minor attracted persons. So you got to consider the MAPS as well. They're of their own category. What the hell? What type of shit is this, man? Sometimes it feels surreal, the level of wickedness that the earth has come to. And you can imagine how it was when the Lord got so mad. He really, save for Noah, he was going to destroy everything, which he did. How much more now? This is why the scriptures talk so much about the time of Jacob's trouble, because wickedness has greatly polluted the earth. And the Lord's wrath, I mean, that long suffering eventually comes to an end. And when the Lord unleashes that wrath, you'll see why it's going to be so bad. Basically, you'll see what the earth looks like after the Lord is done. You'll understand why the damage is so destructive. Because, I mean, like I said, this is just one of many. This is GMS Spiritual Arc 144K, 2nd Ezra 15:6. For wickedness hath exceedingly polluted the whole earth, and their hurtful works are fulfilled. Therefore, saith the Lord, I will hold my tongue no more as touching their wickedness, which they profanely commit, neither will I suffer them in those things in which they wickedly exercise themselves. All right. And this is why you don't want to have kids in this society, because now you think, damn, so at some point, what are you going to do? How are you going to start manage? You do the best you can, and yet you can't cover all bases. So really, according to Esau, they're not your kids. They're our kids. Oh God. It says, and the innocent and righteous blood crieth unto me, and the souls of the just complain continually. And that's what we do. We complain continually because we have reason to complain. But wait a minute, where's Vocab Malone? Vocab, where you at? Hold on a second. Let me maybe you come across this. Maybe you take a look. Right? What do you think about this, man? You think this is okay? Why are you not going against these guys who are introducing this to little children? Okay, teaching kids about blowies and bummings and things that are not appropriate for these kids. What's going on with that? You know, they teaching them about this kind of stuff. Aren't you a Christian? Shouldn't you stand up for righteousness? Shouldn't you speak out against eating poop? What? Who practices that? Who? Why is that? Like, you know, that sounds like one of them high level satanic rituals where they got to mix a whole bunch of, you know, like semen and blood and all these things in a cake or some shit like that. And remember that kids at a certain age don't understand the full implications of things. That's why you teach them this is right, this is wrong. But at a young age, what they're trying to do is say there is no right and wrong. There's just a spectrum of what you feel. When a child uses a bad word, you know, so maybe the parent might smack their lips or correct them so they don't use that word. Well, that goes out the window now. So where all these people that come against us, we're the worst thing since sliced bread, right? We're the worst people in existence. We are Black Hebrew Israelites. They're a hate group. They're this, they're that. Wait a minute. Where are you guys at? Why are you not speaking out against this? Is this okay? Are we worse than this? Are we going around saying that they should, you know, push this on your children? But nobody has anything to say when it comes to that. And yet we speak out against these things and we're the demons. You know, we're the evil guys. We're the black supremacists and yada, yada. So what does that tell you about this society? If this society demonizes people who speak up for righteousness, people who stand up and say that, no, this is not okay, this is not appropriate, this is wrong, they demonize us, what does that tell you about the morality of this place? About the way that the society is run? And why, you know, why it should be destroyed. That's why, as it says, and the just complain continually. And we will continue to complain continually because this is not right. Verse 9, and therefore saith the Lord, I will surely avenge them and receive unto me all the innocent blood from among them. And like I said, I linked the 2 articles in the description box. You take a look at it at your discretion. But yeah, it's pretty disturbing, man. All right, some pretty disturbing stuff. See what else is here. Yep, GMS Spiritual Arc 144K, Revelation 18:5. For her sins have reached onto heaven, and God hath remembered her iniquities. And they're not gonna stop. They're not gonna stop. The pride of these devils, as it says, the pride of thine heart hath deceived thee. So they're not gonna stop. They're just gonna keep going and adding on more onto more until the Most High brings them down. And this is why they're gonna get those cold, rusty shackles slapped on their neck in the hot sun. And they're gonna have a whole lot of time to reflect on all this. This is just some wild shit, man. Let me see what else is here. Yeah, so yeah, that's pretty much it. You know, I'm gonna end it here. Lord willing, this is edifying to the elect, man. But this is why we pray for fewer days. You know, this is why we do what we do, and we call upon Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai to please speed up these days and deliver us from this place, because these are the things we have to see and hear and endure. Because you might have kids in Florida. I don't know. You might have kids, and maybe it's not just Florida. But now you got to be extra cautious. You got to watch and know what's going on when you're not around, because you're not always around. Who is around your kids? Are they bringing in quote unquote guest speakers? Maybe they're bringing in professional alternative lifestyle people to come in and talk to your kids about how it's okay and what they do with their partners, when the lights are off and shit, and given their life experiences. You don't know. And this is why the spirit of Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahweh Shai is very, very, very important in these days, man. Anyway, in closing, I want to give all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahasham, Yahweh Shai, Bahasham, Racha Kodash. Until next time, Shalom.